I'm the licensed business broker. I'm a CPA and registered business valuers. And before becoming the business broker, I'm a business owner. So I'm successfully operate on my own business. So this is actually bring me to deep understanding, the practical about the business, how to build a business, how to exit the business. And I'm one of the, few female brokers in the industries. I'm very passionate about, supporting women in business. So this is actually bring me why I want to specialize myself in childcare sector. I believe this is the space a lot of female owners make a real impact in these industries. As a female broker, I really want to helping them to realize that their value, what they have built. So that's the most I enjoy about that. I'm specialized selling childcare business, both leasehold and freehold, including the going concern and also DA approval, the development side. So I do focus on high quality, well operated business when I genuinely can add value to both vendor and the buyers. So over the years, I built a strong track record working with the childcare operator, property developer, and investors, particularly those looking for the long-term and stable returns, the business, the buyers. I think the vendor should engage with the broker when selling their business, because you only sell your business once, but we are the broker. We did every day. So we know how to protect confidentiality, qualify buyer, create competitive tension, avoid common pitfalls. It's not just about saving your time. It's about maximizing your value. You can go into the general brokers, but obviously, the vendor looking for your track records, you understand the regulations, and they choosing the childcare brokers because you constantly in the market, the market updates, you're dealing with the vendors, you're dealing with the buyers, you obviously have qualified buyers, for multiple transaction, and you have the ready-to-go buyers, and you understand which buyer might be fit for which business. So this can save a lot of time for the potential vendors. Instead you go into the broker as a general, they might be only sell one or two childcare center, but you constantly to selling the childcare center. You constantly every day talking with the vendor, talking with the buyer. So this is actually, the difference between specialist apart from, the generalist. What make I different from other brokers? A buyer once told me that I understood the business I'm selling as I were the owner myself. That's exactly how I approach, every deal. I put in the time to understanding the financials, the strategy, the bias, the motivations, so I can negotiate with the purpose and the clarity. I tailor everything from the information memorandum to the buyer screening process based on the business type and market dynamics. I also have a bilingual network, particularly with the Chinese investor. Also opens additional buyer pools to our vendor. What sets me apart from other brokers is my professionalism, the strong technical capability, and also the care I show throughout the process. I'm not just focusing on the deal done, I'm committed to achieving the best result for my client while managing the transaction with the precision and the respect from all parties involved. Because my background is a CPA, I'm also the registered valuer, and so I do thorough analysis for the vendor. If I have any questions, which was I think the buyer potential, so that role I will acting from the buyer perspective, to asking all this is detailed question. I want my vendor very, very honest to me, so I will tell my vendors, don't be fear. Sometimes you feel this is the weakness and you fear and you're hiding. This is what can be worse. What you are, you need to be true, authentic about you, yourself. Everyone is not perfect. Every time I sell in childcare, it's not perfect, Same as a human being, we are not perfect. So sometimes we just need to showing we are strengths. Someone said we need to avoid to showing this, but I say no. Showing the weakness is confidence. So you let the buyer know, and the buyer will building the trust about you. The earlier you showing your complete of the you, the more trust from the buyer, and the buyer will building the confidence and the belief or trust everything you deliver. And the trust is very important. I think that I'm in the broker in the process. I building the trust with my vendor. I building the trust with my buyer. I building the trust between my vendor and the buyer. I think that this is very important value added to the sales process. I think that it's very important they prepare before, bring the business on the market, and obviously they need to get all the documentation ready, especially financials, informations, especially childcare business usually is the high value business, and the majority the buyer will go into the bank to do the funding. So they do need the substantial financial information to supporting the fundings. So I think that's very important. But also the buyer will looking not just the funding side, but also the documentations, such as the DA approval paperwork. Lots of vendors didn't provide this information because when they buy in the business, they didn't ask. But they didn't ask doesn't mean they shouldn't prepare this information, because the bank were looking at the DA approval paperwork. So I think that this is something I will give my vendor advice, the list of the information they should prepare, and make everything ready. Lots of time the vendor will say, let's just bring the market, see who is interested. I say no. Everything need to be step by step. Get all the documentation ready. Don't worry about the buyer. That's my job, to bring the right buyer for you. Your priority job before I bring the market, get everything ready for me. So when I have the buyer, we're not wasting any time. We not lost the momentum. We lost the momentum. Time kill the deal. So that's the advice I give to my vendor.